start working on this Polaris. It's a 99 Polaris Sportsman 500. I started tearing the thing apart. I got the plastic saw off, got the head off. So the story of this thing is I bought it. I was looking for a project to put a little money into to hopefully fix and make some money. We'll see if I can get my money back out of it or not. I'm working on the engine. It had no compression when I bought it. You pull the rope over and it would just spin. It wouldn't make any real, the boom, boom, boom. None of that was going on, so pulled it apart. I knew I was gonna be into engine, probably top end rebuild. Pulled the valve cover off. Found the valves were not tight. Clearances were loose, which was my first bad sign. Next thing I noticed was the cam sprocket had no chain on it at all, which is not what you want to see unless you're looking for a problem, which I guess I was. I'm like, okay, I gotta tear this thing down. Pulled the head off and saw witness marks in the piston from where the valves hit the piston. And I think they all four hit. As you can see, there's reliefs for each one, but there's definitely marks where they hit. I'm guessing the top end is okay-ish. The guy I bought it from told me the top end was rebuilt at some point. Let's just say they got a little crazy with the orange RTV. There's orange RTV on everything. Deck of the case up, it's orange RTV in every sealing surface. And I hate that stuff. So I'm taking that all apart. I bought a top end kit. 10 millimeter overbore, I think, so it'll be slightly over 500 cc's. Should be functionally exactly the same. So new piston, jug bored out, new chain, hardware, gaskets, all that stuff. The brake master cylinder is stuck in the rear. It is stuck, pushed in. You push the pedal and it doesn't even touch the piston. Loose tie rod ends up front. This thing kind of abused, but it's all there. I think it can be cleaned up and look pretty decent. I want to do a couple things to make it feel not like it's from the year 2000. So a lot of the plastic headlight stuff, that's all going to get replaced with LEDs like everybody and their brother's mother does, but I don't care, they work good. They're so cheap now. We'll try and get it mechanically functioning, get it running, and see what we got. And hopefully I got something that I can get my money back and maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna try and get that flywheel off, so you're gonna see what I get to struggle with. So here we go. All right, let's see if this nut wants to budge. Oh yeah, look at that. And yes, it is. It's really on there, so I'm gonna grab a puller. We'll see if we can pull her, This is a harmonic balancer puller, but should serve the same purpose for me here. If I'm lucky, I'll spill this all over the floor. It's gonna spill, so let's just... If you start it out on the floor, it can't go any farther. To do this stuff by hand so that I can feel what's going on so I don't wreck something. So I think that's the most important thing, is not wrecking stuff. Especially stuff you're trying to sell. Got a little bit of gas left in the torch, so let's see if we can get anything going with this. I know you're gonna yell at me for hammering on this stuff, but sometimes there's only one way to get it apart, and that's just like this. Ooh. It's tight, and I'm not kidding. I don't know what's behind that flywheel, so I don't want to get too carried away with heat, but this thing's I guess it's on an engine, so they get hot. Heat from the bottom this time, heat rises. You guys know that? Well, I don't think anything happened. That thing just might not be getting hot enough for what we need to do. And I'm gonna hit it again. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna hit it again. Wait, did that just go? I think it just went. I had the ratchet going the wrong way. And look at that. It's off. Oh yes. I was anticipating a lot more struggle than that. So, the old heat and beat method worked. Oh, look at these. The bolt, the shoulder of the bolt bent. We had so much pressure on that thing. Every time I turned it a little bit more, I bet you that thing was bending a little bit more. But hey, if that's all I did to this thing, I'm happy. Feels like, oh, I bet you that is pure magnetism that I was feeling. So, we got ourselves a flywheel and a stator. I'll bet I can just take that cover off. Somebody definitely did some stuff right here. I don't know if they were trying to hold the flywheel right there with a screwdriver through the hole, but I wouldn't put it past them based on the fact that their rebuild exploded. Yep, there comes that little cover. And slide this rubber piece out. Oh yeah, the whole thing just came right off. Perfect. Not too much oil came out. Just gonna set that off to the side for now. So I took that case cover off, that timing chain lower cover, and it's kind of chewed up from where the chain got crazy in there, but not too bad, nothing that's not usable. And get you in close here, I got a chain all wrapped up like a Christmas present on December 24th. Take that out of there, we don't need that anymore. That can go on the wall of shame, but this timing guide, I think it's okay, but I don't know, that looks kind of crooked, so. Oh, I see something that's kind of potentially really bad. The little foot spot where this thing seats in here, this guide is broken. And the piece is right here. Lovely. We'll put that in the parts shelf too. And we're just gonna proceed with caution. Oh, hey, I think the bolt is just bent. That thing is winging around like that. The bolt came out. You can see it's bent, so I'm gonna have to figure out another one of those. Which that's from that chain wrapping up in there. I think the guide's usable. There's a little chip out of it here. I'm gonna roll with it. I think it's gonna be okay. The way it looked like when I took it apart, the chain doesn't really ride. It kind of tapers off right there. The chain will ride on this part, so I'm just gonna push ahead. Oh, I got another crankshaft gear. I don't even know how that works. There's a 4-notched nut on there. So here's the nut I'm talking about. I think that'll unscrew from there, but here's the teeth missing on that crank gear. And that's gonna put a damper on things. So maybe I'm gonna have to make another parts order, get a couple of parts like timing guide, the shoe, the one that moves back and forth, and a bolt, and see if I can get a new sprocket for that, because I don't want missing teeth in my timing set. That's not great. The hole looks okay where the threads are for that tensioner shoe. This, I'm gonna see how it sits with everything together. And if I don't feel good about it, I'll figure something else out. But I'm not worried. I think it'll be good. Okay, so I got you guys on the other side of the machine. I realized a couple things I gotta take off on this side before I pull the jug off. I think that's the next step, to get that jug off. I gotta pull this oil filter and a couple oil lines here. I think everything else is bolted to the CVT plastic case. So I'm hoping I can just pull these banjo bolts out, pull the filter off, and I'll just have to get the bolts way out of the bottom of there. Bolts or nuts, I'm not sure what they are. I've got new a stud kit for it to put in. So I'm just gonna rip this filter off. Ooh, spoke too soon. Let's try channel locks. Because I don't have a filter wrench, because I don't ever put my filters on that tight. But hey, we're not dealing with me here, we're dealing with the last guy, and everybody knows the last guy always did it wrong. And there is absolutely no sealing washer between the oil lines and the jug. So chalk another one up for the last guy. All right, we gotta walk up to the house because I just realized, I didn't just realize, I've known this for a long time, but I don't have 12 points in my barn, but I have them in my trusty old Craftsman toolkit. So let's take a little trip here up to the garage. Oh, here's the Craftsman kit. I guess we bring this back now. Is a winner. Oh yeah, okay. Last guy, he tightened those up, so we'll give him that. Give ourselves a little more leverage. Oh yeah. One loose. Tell me that one's already loose. Nope. Okay. Two loose. Oh yeah. Three loose. Four loose. Oh, sorry. Bumped you guys there. My bad. Oh. Didn't see you there. Weirdest thing about this so far is working with no music on. And another thing I'm working on is building a library of my own original music to put behind these videos. And maybe I'll be able to throw some on in the shop and I'll sync that up. It'll be some cool stuff. The last two out. Oh yeah. It's moving. There she goes. Actually, I wonder, I guess the water jacket doesn't go through. I don't know why I thought it did, but you can hear that RTV release going. Hate that sound. I hate RTV. I like ATV because that's what this thing is. Let's see if I can't pull that jug off the piston. They did a real RTV job on this thing. Like, they weren't messing around. Okay, ooh, that piston and ring seal feels pretty good, but maybe I can sell this jug. I just dumped coolant all over myself, so good day. Something's a little bit tight. I'm assuming it spins this way because that's the way the wheels spin when you're going forwards. That's usually the best way to transfer energy. It's just a little tight spot, so I gotta figure out how to get that piston off, get that apart, and then we're basically all the way torn down. Like I said before, I'm not a quad mechanic. I've never had a small engine this far apart. I'm just gonna call this a small engine. You can call it whatever you want, but this is me. And I'm gonna throw a rag right here so I don't drop wrist pin stuff into my crankcase. Assuming then the piston will pop, the wrist pin will pop out. All right, I got the ring out. Maybe I'll pull the ring out of this side too. It's not gonna hurt. And I'm learning stuff. Let's see if it pushes out that way or this way. No. Okay, there we go. Just going out the driver's side. Okay, here's my parts. Let's see what we got here. I do have other parts, but I already know what those are. I got pistons and rings and jug and all that stuff, so I just want to open up these little parts. Looks like I got a manual timing tensioner with gasket. Have to figure out how to adjust that properly. We've got long bolts. Let's open this up. These end up being head bolts. So we got oh, alright, so they're not bolts, but they're studs. We got head studs and studs for the jug. That's kind of cool. Tensioner, studs. This is a timing chain. I'm not even gonna open that. I'm just taking inventory right now. Let's see what's in this box. This is my, oh boy. You're gonna see where I used to live anyway. I'll fix that. Broken nail anyway. Let's open it up, see what we got. Supposed to be a used head off of a, I think it was actually off of a Ranger, but I don't think that matters. And yes, we have a used head. But look at that, all the valves are closed. That's cool. So here's my head. So I'm gonna have to do some part swapping for that. But the valves, I'm not gonna be able to push these. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'll probably bring this into work where we have a parts washer. Wash it up and see what I got. See if it cleans up okay. Transfer my parts over. We'll do that in a video, but Guess that confirms what I got and what I need to do. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Oh, the other thing I wanted to check. We're not going to leave it. I was going to open up these gaskets, and to see what I had in there. It looks like I got valve seals. Let's open it up. Knowledge is power. The lack of knowledge is weakness. But somehow, ignorance is bliss. I guess eventually it might bite you. And apparently I cut myself, so here. Got a sick sticker for this, for my rear fender plastic, so everybody knows. Okay, spilling parts everywhere. Got tiny gaskets, O-ring, valve seals. They're falling out. Oh, okay. One of these is probably exhaust valve seals. The other one's probably intake valves. Got a pair of each. Nice MLS head gasket. Pretty sure the one I took off was like this, but that looks quite nice. We got 4 layers in there. The more the merrier. That appears to be a base gasket. Yeah, I think this might also be a base gasket. Oh, okay. This is a valve cover gasket. Wow. Valve cover, base. And it looks like the side cover for the head and an exhaust gasket. Little metal ring in the middle. So, I got a list. I'll see what I can find. And I'm done out here today. Oh, Polaris is gonna sit here for a bit. And I'm gonna go inside, ironically, and see what kind of parts I can dig up on the internet. Now that I know what I got and what I need. Best part about doing work on your own stuff, especially if you work on stuff during the day for somebody else. See all my stuff in the background? It just gets to stay there, and I get to go inside. Well, I'm pretty happy with the way that came apart. I'm just glad that flywheel came off. I wasn't expecting to see as much carnage as I saw when I got it apart, but it is what it is. We'll find a way to fix it. And I'm pretty confident it'll run again. I just need to learn how to put it back together. I just gotta apply what I already know to this thing, and it should be pretty straightforward. Right now we're in my office, which is a bedroom in my basement. It's modest, but it works. Let's see if we can find some parts. You can't forget a little research juice. This is my favorite. Grab yours and we'll get to it. I can see this rocket, but they don't call it out. What about 24? Can we get a guide? $100? No, we're leaving that one the way it was. Okay, after a little bit of looking, I'm bowing to the man on this one. I got 4 aluminum gaskets for $5 a piece. And I got the little pivot bolt here. Polaris OEM. Shipping, all of that little tiny stuff comes to $76. Now let me look at something here. I'm gonna remove these washers. Well, that saves me $30. I bet I can get that at the hardware store. Okay, not too bad. Looking at $39.19 for that one stupid little bolt, but I don't want to put a bent one back in. I went on eBay for some other stuff. I found the gear. Decided to go for the USA made one. It was like $20 more, so I'm just gonna send it. And I caved, and I'm getting the oil change kit. Comes with the oil and the filter. Everybody said the Polaris oil was the cheapest for what they recommend, so I'm going for that too. This thing's starting to add up quite a bit, but I'm in too far to turn around. I might as well make it run, and I really kind of want to rip it on some trails. So hopefully we get to that point, but first things first, let's get it running. I'm gonna order this stuff and see you next time.